So I'm going to turn this over first off to Dr. TP. Is that what you want to be called, as Dr. TPS?
Yeah, that's how I am.
So can you tell us a little bit about you and what you do? Doctor, can you tell us a little bit about
I'm basically a mathematician. PhD is in mathematics. Are you with me? Yeah. And then worked with the government of India as a scientist in space department. So I'm basically a scientist who processes satellite image. You are seeing Google Maps. So I was making Google Maps maybe 30 years back. Right? That's my basic expertise. But then after 20 years, I took my retirement. I was with the Prime Minister's office. I was with the Government of India at the PM's office. As Director General of Security, I was Deputy Director there. And I took my retirement. I started teaching from young children for last 12 years. 2010, I took retirement. Then I was in engineering college as a director of an engineering college. I taught management as an MBA professor. My qualification is basically MSc, PhD, LLB, MBA. LLB is law. I'm a law graduate. And I am also an MBA, Management Business Administration. And I studied most of the Indian traditional knowledge. So I'm strong in Indian culture, Indian tradition, Indian education system. And last 2 years on internet, every day I must have given 2 hours average lecture. And the lectures never used to be a lecture. Today also I had a session where the UK based Yes You Can, there is a organization, they are conducting programs, and I was talking about focus. How do you concentrate? The focus and concentration, that's lacking in most of the diversions are more. So most of the time I take both Indian philosophy, psychology, and how we can change people to get more focused. Right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't generally speak. I make people to ask questions and interact. That's what I do. So I wanted to talk to Mamta's to tell that our program should not be a lecture without interaction. And that's the basic reason I wanted to tell, saying that probably you need questions and answers. Not finish some subject with the 4 speakers per day and then say, yeah, I've done it. No. So I believe in interaction.
Yeah.
So that interaction is what is lacking in classrooms. We have a lot of Indians in Gulf. And most of the Indian schools are run by Indian schools are the educators for international curriculum also. Not just Indian community in Gulf. They also educate whole international curriculum. So I have been to Gulf maybe 100 times. And I must have visited all the schools in Gulf. Let it be Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE, everywhere, Qatar, Oman, for last 22 years. Even while I am in service, I used to go there and then teach. So I trained most of the teachers in Gulf. Most of the teachers in all the subjects. So I teach geography, social science, mathematics, English, and we have different ways of making your class E effective and A effective. That's what I say. I was director for Academic Staff College in India. Academic Staff College is the government in the government university, all universities, we have more than 400 government universities.
Yes.
And we have more than 300 private universities. And all of them, as they join to get into the next assistant professor, professor, and get promotions, they must undergo a orientation program, how to be a good teacher, and then expose them to the research areas. So there are two programs,
Right.
orientation program and refresher program. So to conduct that, there are few universities selected, and I was director for one of the university.
Oh. Well,
So my job was orienting teachers as teacher, good teacher, one. Second one, open research programs in different subjects. So I spoke to more than a million teachers, a million students, and almost a million or more than the number of parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. And I am into freelance. It's a free service which I am doing for last 12 years. Because government gives me pension,
Yeah.
so I am
Yeah.
paid for my food. Right? So
Yeah.
I do it
Yeah.
as a social service. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So